Greetings and welcome to Astley near Manchester. The building behind me you can see is Damhouse. Part of it was built in 1595 and it's had several uses and different names. In 1595 it was the manor house of Astley and was called Astley Hall. It then became an isolation hospital and was called Astley Sanatorium. The sanatorium turned into a general hospital and was called Astley Hospital. It's now owned by the Maud Astley Heritage Trust. The only thing about it is it's not in Astley, it's actually in Tyldesley. And if you can see the pond here, that is the boundary between Astley and Tyldesley. But if you actually come here to any of the tea room or any of the events they have here, you can have a look round for the boundary stones within the grounds. I'll tell you more about the history of Damhouse in future videos. But today, this was, I was going to take you on a penny-farthing ride with me to show you how I deal with some of the situations I get myself into whilst riding the penny-farthing. I'd planned the route today slightly different to how I normally plan the route, so there would be more situations that I could then explain how I deal with them. But as I said, I was going to take you on a penny-farthing ride. If you look at the snow and mist, it is not the day to be out on a penny-farthing. So I thought I would come here and do this preamble for the video, so I could get straight onto the ride when the weather picks up a bit. But as I'm not going on a penny-farthing ride, I'm going to nip into the tea room for a cup of tea and a scone. Or is it a scone? And then do I put the jam on the cream or the cream on the jam? Or forget it, now I'm going for bacon butter. Greetings and welcome back to Astley. As you can tell, the snow has gone and the weather's picked up, so it's time to take on that penny-farthing ride with me. But first I'll describe the route we're going to take today. So today's ride will start near the entrance to Damhouse, along Manchester Road, High Green Lane, up to the East Lancashire Road, all the way down the East Lancashire Road to St Helens Road, along St Helens Road, round the edge of Pennington Flash, past the Sports Village and along Siddow Common, that to the busway, along the busway and finally down Hoff Lane back to Damhouse. So let's get that high wheeler rolling. So as we approach the entrance to Damhouse, I must say it's a bit nippy on the fingers this morning, but hopefully that will warm up. So the first obstacle is this roundabout. Now I'm going left here, so I can kind of nudge my way into the traffic and it doesn't cause many problems. And then we're off for a slight easy session, letting the traffic come past me. Well, when they want to come past me, they can get past. They seem to want to hang behind me at the moment. The next problem is I'm turning right just after the zebra crossing here. People on the zebra crossing, so slow down and let them across. Now I've got to try and get into the central lane to hold the traffic behind me. That was easily done. And now I want to turn right, hopefully before any of the cars coming towards me get there. That one's turning left, so easy. Another junction, easily round, and on my way up to the East Lancashire Road. Now for another right turn, slightly more problems this time. You've just seen the traffic lights up ahead. One, I've got to get through the traffic lights on green, otherwise I'll have to dismount. And then I'm turning right on the other side of these lengths onto the cycle path there. So I'm trying to judge it now so I can just get to the lights as they turn green. So now, when are they going to turn green? There's the cars going past. Hopefully none of these are going to turn left at the lights, which will give me another slight problem. Okay. The lights are usually on green for about 17 seconds here. I've counted them a few times, so there they go to green. Now I've got to kind of speed up a bit. That car's not turning, well, he's not indicating left, so hopefully they're not turning left. And I can get to the traffic lights on green and get across. Now I've got to get all the way across before they turn, well, they're going to amber. And now just had another problem. I've got another car coming towards me. I want to turn right here, and hopefully the car won't stop in this keep clear. No, it's not. So across onto the cycle path. Quick look around the corner, make sure there's no pedestrians walking towards me. And now I can relax and enjoy the scenery. And now for the next little problem. After the uphill stretch, you think on this downhill stretch I could just almost freewheel, but I can't. I've got to keep the speed down because of this little access road. I've got to be careful of vehicles coming behind me and turning left into it, as well as the vehicles exiting this access road. So keep the speed down. Right, now I can see it's clear and I can pedal across with a little kind of zigzag across the central island, and now I can relax again for another ride. Now for the next little obstacle to overcome. This time it's a roundabout, so I don't have the traffic lights holding the traffic to let me across and give me little gaps. I've got to hope there are gaps in the traffic. And just before the roundabout there is the petrol station. So I've also got traffic coming off the East Lancashire Road turning left across me into the petrol station, and cars leaving the petrol station. So as we look here is the entrance, so slow down in case I have to dismount. I've also got a road straight afterwards which I've got to negotiate. So there's nothing coming from behind me cutting into the petrol station, so I can cycle across, bit of a space. Now the chances of getting across this next road are very slim. And looking at how the traffic is, I think the best option is to dismount, wait for a gap, walk across the road and remount the bike on the other side. Have you noticed how each of these junctions are getting a bit more complicated? Well, this is another one. I want to turn right at the traffic lights up ahead. The traffic goes along these flanks first, and then you get traffic coming from the left hand side. You can just see that's coming from the left now, and then you get the traffic coming from the right hand side. It is possible, I've done it a few times, but I've got to hope everything stays in place. So there's traffic stopped from the left, traffic's coming from the right. Now if I can get to the traffic lights and across part of the road, we'll see how far we can get before I need to dismount. So looking again, checking the traffic from the right. There looks like a couple of gaps coming up, so I'll use the pedestrian way to get across the road. But, one last car, then I can get across this part, and the second part, because I know the ones from the left aren't going to move for a bit. And checking the lights still on red for the East Lancashire Road traffic, so across another part they're still on red. Can I make this in one go? Oh, pushing my luck a bit, but yes, all the way across, and now I can relax. It's a downhill run all the way to Pennington Flash. Well, here I am at Pennington Flash. One reason for stopping here is it gives me rest. Another one is that there is a cafe down there where I can get an egg and bacon barn cake if I want to. Okay. But while I'm here, I'll tell you a bit about Pennington Flash. And a flash is a water-filled hollow created by subsidence. In this case, it's mining subsidence, Bickershaw Colliery. The land sunk, the water filled it up, and actually used to be two farmhouses out there up to the early 1900s, but as they got flooded out, they moved. It was finally decided that they would turn the Pennington Flash into a nature reserve. There's quite a few hives around here for bird spotters. A lot of walks you can go on. You can even take a path up to the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, or walk all the way around the Flash. It's about 3 miles all the way around. So it's a keen bird spotters place. One season they recorded over 230 different species of birds, and on one of the notice boards it actually says that there was 16 species of dragons spotted in one season. I think that should be dragonflies. One of the locals must have amended the sign. Anyway, it's time to carry on with our ride. So let's get that high wheeler rolling. And we're south again. No bacon butter this time from Pennington Flash, but we'll leave the car park and continue on our merry way. So not necessarily a problem as such. The barrier, I'm not going to get under it. It's a bit muddy on the left, but there is a small narrow gap I can cycle along if I don't fall off through the barrier, and we'll carry on. The car coming towards us, but I know that the road widens out up here, so I can get past easy enough. And instead of heading back towards the roadway, we'll turn left and follow the tracks around the back of the sports village. So a bit slippy here, but back onto the tarmac, and this is actually a nice path to cycle down. In fact, the golf course is on the left hand side here, a bit wet there, and I'll let you enjoy the view as we carry on along this path. So over the brook, nice little painted bridge, right hand turn, not too tight of a turn, but then under the main road bridge. And if you're not sure of this path, on the left you've got the Holiday Inn here, and on the other side of the Holiday Inn, which obviously you can't see, you have the Morrison's supermarket. The building up ahead, just after this small car park, is actually Wigan and Leigh College now. Maybe I should have said Leigh and Wigan College, not Wigan and Leigh. So carrying on along the path, we could go straight on here, and it's a bit muddy at times, but we'll go left and stay on the tarmac. Always better on the tarmac than mud. Now, this could be another slight concern. A dog on a long lead. The handler knows I'm here, but the dog, I've had them before race across the track, and that long lead can cause a bit of a problem. So that's Leigh Harrier Sports Ground, just on the left hand side, and up here we're going to turn right, and first of all we'll go underneath the old railway line there, through well, kind of tunnel bridge, and then up onto another old railway line. Now I could turn left here, and that would bring me out facing Bonneville Road, which is where we're heading towards at the moment, but I'm going to carry on this way and go all around the houses, and I'll explain later why I've done that. So coming up here on the left hand side is Pennington Park. I must say that Pennington Park and Pennington Flash are two different areas, so don't get them both confused. And Pennington Park is another reason why I didn't turn left on the railway line further back. It gives me another option to have a rest, and there's a nice little cafe here where I can get another egg and bacon butty if I want to. But that's only one of the reasons. The main reason is coming up shortly. So the reason that I could stop at Pennington Park for a rest isn't the main reason. The main reason is here. I want to turn right into Bonneville Road, where the cars are coming out here. If I'd have took the railway line, I would have emerged onto this road, having to go straight across. Whereas coming this way, I can adjust my speed and gauge a gap to turn right. I should have the advantage as well that the road is blocked off ahead for vehicles coming towards me, but obviously the one what's just gone past me, going the opposite direction, didn't see the signs. So now we're off again on a little ride. Most of the predicaments I've had so far have been traffic related. Now this is one that you don't see until it literally hits you. Going up this hill, it's over a canal bridge and it's slowing me down because it is fairly steep. The other week when it was snowy, you couldn't get cars up this hill. And the problem is about here. Just as you pass the high-sided building on your left-hand side and get to the top of the bridge, it creates like a funnel for the wind going along the canal. And if it's windy and it hits you, all of a sudden, you've got to be aware of it beforehand. And like I said, the first time I wasn't. Now at the end of this road I want to turn left and then right across the road, and what you probably can't hear is the sirens from the emergency vehicle coming, I think, from the left. There it is. So as I turn left, there's your emergency vehicle. I want to turn right and there is just too much traffic. Now I have got a little car park on the left hand side here which could give me an extra few seconds to try and find a gap, but as I say, not today. So it is going to be another case of dismounting, waiting for the traffic to clear a bit and then walking across the road. Now here again at this junction I could turn left, it's only about 50 yards then to the busway, but I'm going to turn right. Not usually much traffic on this road, so I can usually turn right easy. And another reason for turning right is that it allows me to approach the busway, which I want to join in a few minutes. It gives me a better option to create a gap to join the busway. I'll show you what I mean again in a few minutes. So this is a similar situation to the Bonnewell Road junction. If I'd have turned left earlier on to the busway, I would have come out on the left hand side here and having to go straight across this road. Whereas now approach from this side, I can adjust my speed and wait for the gaps to appear in the traffic coming towards me, which there are a few there. And now I can turn right onto the busway, clearing off, and no traffic along this stretch, just very undulating.
Astley-Penny-Farthing having no gears, when you come to a steep hill, it is just a case of gritting your teeth and keep pedalling and hoping you get to the top of the hill before you have to stop. Right, so this hill coming up, it's a bit steep for me, and as we start I'm at 8 miles an hour, so squeezing between these two people, and we'll keep going. I've counted the number of rotations actually to this hill, and it's 102. So we're almost up to 20 rotations of the wheel, and I'm now down to about 6.1 mile an hour. 102 rotations, 48-inch wheel on the bike. Pi is 3.14159. So basic maths gives you about 15,381 inches, about 430 yards, quarter of a mile. So I'm now coming up to the about 40 rotations, and my speed is down to about 4.5 mile an hour. Like I say, it is just a matter of gritting your teeth and hoping you can get to the top of the hill. I hope you're suffering like I am trying to get up this hill. But we've got to keep going. The chances of getting back on if I stop going up the hill are very slim. But we are. You can see the signpost up ahead, that's about 70 rotation. It does start to flatten out a bit, still uphill but flattens out. And I'm now, 3.4 mile an hour, let's look at the speedo. And I'm just past halfway. But, got to keep going. Yeah, keep going. Please give us some encouragement. He's definitely feeling it, but like I say, it is starting to flatten out a bit now, so hopefully I can pick up a bit of speed. I don't think I'll be breaking any records, but here we carry on going. I must say, going down this hill the other way is a delight. You can pretty much freewheel, and because you've only got the little footpath going across, you can have a good ride down. I've picked it back up to about 3.7 miles an hour now. But, see what I can get to at the top of the hill. You can just see the top there. One other problem I've got when I get to the top is I've got to be careful that there's no buses coming up behind me along this busway. And as I get to the top of the hill here, I'm back up to 5 mile an hour. So it's a quick look behind me, the busway, and a quick left turn and down the road. This part of the ride isn't so much as problems for me, it's more about consideration for the car drivers. I've got a bit of a queue of traffic behind me now, but I can squeeze through here, which will give me a bit of a gap between me and the cars. But being considerate as I am, I'm now going to pull left into this little access road to allow the cars to go past me. Just be careful here that nothing's turning left here. No, they're not. So across, right, round the roundabout. Well, it's kind of roundabout. And as I turn right here, I can rejoin the road with hopefully all the cars, what were behind me, have now continued on their merry way. And same as my consideration for car drivers a few minutes back, here again I can pull into this little access road, or use this little access road to allow the cars which have been patiently sat behind me to get past. It's then just a case of waiting for a little gap. All the cars have gone, so now I can pull out behind the cars and finish the ride with just a few bends. On the left hand side coming up here you've got the old St Stephen's churchyard, and the last bend round the corner, and we're back to where we started.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that ride. I do intend to do more of these videos, and I will also add some historical facts about the places I call at along my travels. So I'll end with a bit of history about the place where I am. This is actually St Stephen's graveyard in Astley. The first and second St Stephen's, if I show you, was just here. First one was built in 1631, funded by Adam Mort of Damhouse, aka Astley Hall. Built in 1631 then. It was rebuilt in 1760 before being subject to an arson attack in 1961, and then it was rebuilt at another location within Astley. And I've just noticed on the bench here, rest a while and smile. Well, I definitely need a rest after that ride, and I hope you are smiling about the ride. Anyway, so the church was built in 1631. The early registers for the church have gone missing, but between 1754 and its closure in 1961 there was over 5,000 burials in this graveyard. And a few years back I put all them 5,000 into a database, as well as recording the monumental inscriptions of all the headstones. So if you're researching your family tree in Astley, give us a call. Also in the far corner, that's where Mort's Astley Grammar School used to be. Again, that was built in 1630, funded by Adam Mort. It was rebuilt again in about 1833, but was finally demolished in 1894. So like I say, I hope you've enjoyed today's ride, and I'll see you on the next video when we get that high wheeler rolling. Greetings, I've just finished editing the video you've watched, and I thought I would add a few comments and explanations about the video for you. I had intended to show you the issues which I encounter whilst I'm out riding the Penny-Farthing, and I was actually going to show you all the ride, but the ride itself was over an hour and 3/4 long, so even fast forwarding the parts where I was just riding along and not much was happening, it was going to be too long a video, so that is why I've cut parts out of the video. I've also had to learn quite a few new techniques on the editing, and to be honest, the interface between my old brain and the computer didn't work well at times. Some of the techniques have worked well, some of the techniques didn't work as I had hoped or as well as I'd expected, and some didn't work at all, but every day is a school day. The left right motion, I'll explain a bit about that as well. When you're watching the video, you've got a bit of left right motion on it. When you're riding a Penny-Farthing, as you push down on one of the pedals, so you push down the right pedal, the wheel does slightly move in the opposite direction to the left. When you're riding, you automatically, almost instinctively correct the motion, and also because you're looking ahead, you think you're going in a straight line. On the video, because the camera's attached to the handlebars, you see the left-right motion. I have got ideas on how to reduce that for future rides, which I'll hopefully take you on. And speaking of the future rides, future planned rides, they will have more of a historical background, and I'll show you more of the scenery, what I see whilst I'm out riding. A couple of rides I've got restrictions on when I can do them. One, if I get the timing wrong, I'll get in hot water. Another one, I'll definitely in cold water. But I'll explain more about that when I do the videos. Also, some of the planned rides I've got, I'll probably be overreaching myself on whether or not I will complete them, but you never know. If you do want to comment, please do. I'm always open to constructive criticism. So that's it. Like I say, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you return to watch me again when we get that high wheeler rolling.